What they found was not a choir. It was a curse. Eternal Light, Chapter 3. The Choir and the Child. The days of walking had blurred together into a gray monotony, broken only by the hollow cries of distant beasts. Then, as the sun sank behind skeletal trees, a new sound threaded through the wind. It was not a howl, nor the shriek of a hollowed, but a low, harmonic chant, a chord of unending grief, carrying on the air as if the world itself wept. It drew them down a slope of cracked stone into a lifeless bog. The earth squelched beneath their boots, black water glistening like oil. At its center, rising from a bank of moss and twisted reeds, stood the choir. Dozens of figures were rooted to the spot, their flesh fused with stone slick with lichen. Men, women, even children, their bodies bent as though caught mid-motion, their mouths frozen wide. No breath moved their lips, yet the air thrummed with their endless lament. It was not sound carried on air, but vibration, a resonance in the marrow of the earth itself. The closer Eva drew, the heavier the sound pressed on her bones. It stirred her crystalline heart until the edges of the world bled away into blur. She fixed on one figure, a priestess crowned with a circlet of silver ivy, her features carved in sorrowful calm. The hollow sockets of her eyes locked with Eva's, and the vision struck, not memory, assault. Flames tore across her senses. The acrid stench of plague clawed down her throat. Above, a sky split with crystalline ships descending like vast, merciless stars. She saw the sage, younger, fury burning in every line of his face. His voice thundered as he stood before a council cloaked in solemn robes. The priestess, alive, placed her hand upon his arm. "There must be another way," she pleaded. "There is none," the sage spat, his eyes hard as steel. "They left us no other way. They will learn what it is to be hollowed out." The words echoed like a curse in Eva's skull. She staggered back with a gasp, head pounding as if her very crystal heart had cracked. Alanor caught her arm, steady and sure. "Eva!" His eyes searched hers. "What did you see?" Her voice came raw, trembling. An argument, a choice. He wasn't only a traitor, he was a judge. Before Alanor could answer, the choir's drone fractured with a scream, sharp, human, and young. Terror stripped away the mist of vision, replacing it with urgency. They ran. Through the reeds they burst into a clearing where a girl, no more than 10, was pressed against the petrified trunk of a tree. Dirt streaked her cheeks, and her eyes glistened with a terror that had outlived her tears. Circling her were 3 hollowed. Their forms were mockeries of humanity, limbs grotesquely elongated, skin stretched taut over veins of glowing red crystal. Their jaws split wider than any human mouth should, crystal growths pulsing in rhythm with the choir's lament. They moved like puppets on invisible strings, heads jerking in eerie unison to a song only they could hear. Alanor's blade sang free in an instant. "Get the girl!" he shouted, lunging toward the creature on the right. Eva's heart pounded like war drums. One hollowed broke toward her. She threw up her hand and ether surged. A shield shimmered into being, blue light colliding with crystal claws in a screech of metal on glass. The moment of hesitation was all Alanor needed. His blade arced, silver slicing through the first creature's neck. It crumpled without a sound. The second staggered, jerking like a marionette as it turned on him. The third lunged for the child. "No!" The word ripped from Eva's throat like a battle cry. Her hand flared, not with a shield but a lance of pure ether. It struck the hollowed square in the chest. The thing froze, every inch of it encased in radiant blue crystal. For a heartbeat, it stood, a monument to its own malice, then toppled, shattering across the ground. The bog fell silent save for the girl's broken sobs. Eva knelt, pulling her into her arms. The child clung to her, trembling. "It's all right," Eva whispered, though her own heart thundered with fear. You're safe now." Through hiccuping breaths, the girl's words spilled. The bloom, it came back. It was in the well, the others. They started to sing. Eva's gaze met Eleanor's over the child's head. A village, a well, a song. Eleanor's expression hardened, his sword still slick with ichor. "Take us there," he said, voice like steel. "Take us to still water. Follow for more."